All right. I am live on YouTube, live on Instagram. So let's get started. Let's get started. First off, voiceover isn't as easy to get into as many people claim it to be, but it is possible. Voiceover is an awesome industry and a fun skill to develop. It does take some practice, it does take some time and effort, and that's a good thing. Anything worthwhile requires some invested energy. In your own journey through voiceover or any audio content creation, it's necessary to have some helpful resources that'll make the work easier. I'm going to share with you some of the resources, such as books, podcasts, websites, and tools I've used and have found helpful in my own business and journey. Some are free, and others you'll need to invest in. Hello there. I'm Jamal Calpin, a voice actor and audio engineer. I like to collaborate with others to create entertaining, helpful, and inspirational content using voiceover and audio production. So during this live, I'm going to share some information first and then stay on for a little bit for a Q&A here on Instagram and then also on YouTube. So as I mentioned, I'm a voice actor. I've been voice acting for over 5 years professionally. Professionally meaning I've gotten paid for it. That's what that means. But voice acting again is an art and it's a skill set, and it's important to have the right perspective and mindset when doing creative work. So one of the things I want to share first, and if you're on the YouTube channel, I'm going to be sharing my screen so you can see images. But for those who are listening or watching on Instagram, I'll share the titles of websites and books and stuff like that. And you can write it down and go check it out later. Or you can just go over to my YouTube channel and get it there. Either way. But I think it's important for if you're doing any creative work or any business venture in general, it's helpful to make sure that you have the right perspective and mindset when pursuing a new venture. And there are 3 books that I want to recommend. Let's see if I can share my screen here. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. I want to share my screen. Let's see. This one. Share. Cool. There are 3 books that I would recommend for anybody that's interested in voiceover. The first book is entitled Voiceover Voice Actor, and it's written by Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt, who are both amazing voice actors who've done many, many different animations and movies and things like that. But this is a great overall starting place that you should look into as a voice actor. It gives you a good understanding of how the voiceover industry is. And it also gives you understanding of different niches and things like that. And also gives you a lot of good advice on what to do next in your interest in your voice acting career, so it can help walk you through what you need. And I think it's super important to be able to get some insight into it. And so, on my channel and on my Instagram, I like to share some of the things that I've experienced and some of my advice, but it's also to get some more advice from other professionals, people who have been doing it full time and have been doing it on a huge scale. So definitely I would recommend checking out this book, Voiceover Voice Actor by Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt. The next book that I would recommend, which I think will be super helpful for getting your mindset in pursuing this creative or artistic industry, is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. This is such a good book. This is such a good book. Whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or you're just looking for some information, helpful guidance on overcoming challenges, it's a really good book for personal development too. But I think the major thing that I think is so important about this particular book is it helps you to navigate the creative process, which is necessary even when you're pursuing a career in voiceover or any audio content creation, because I talk about podcasting and other stuff too. But when you're pursuing a creative endeavor, it's important to have the right mindset and the right tool set and I guess perspective when going through the creative process, because there's highs and lows in doing creative things. And voice acting is a creative process. It is a creative outlet. It is a creative industry. So I would highly, highly recommend The War of Art. And again, it's a really short book. So it's a short book to get. It's cheap on Amazon. It's like $10, but it's worth it. And I highly encourage it. Highly encourage you to get it. And it's something that you can read over and over and over again, because it's just such a good book. The last book that I would recommend that is good in helping to frame your perspective when it comes to creative work or artistic work is The Icarus Deception by Seth Godin. This, I would have to say, is probably one of my favorite books. This book helps you really understand, to me at least, it helps you really understand the work and the need of an artist in the world that we live in. The book came out in 2012, and I feel like this book is so critical to the creative economy that we're in, the digital age that we're in, because everyone has the opportunity to be an artist during this season, during this time in the world. And the thing about it is, like, being an artist is more than just producing content. Being an artist has more impact in value than just making pretty pictures or making pretty music. One of the things that really touches me from Seth Godin's book, The Icarus Deception, is like the vital need for artists to be able to make an impact and touch people, really pull on their heartstrings in a positive way, to make an impact that way. And I believe as voice actors, even if you are doing voice acting for like commercials or corporate trainings or whatever, you can still make an impact and have influence on people using this tool of your voice. So The Icarus Deception, again, highly recommend it, along with The War of Art and also Voiceover, Voice Actor. These are 3 great books that I would strongly recommend any and everybody check out if you're interested in voice acting, being an artist, and doing any creative work. Highly recommend. Next up, I'm going to recommend some podcasts for you all to check out. The first one is entitled, pulling up my links here, Voice Over Body Shop, or VOBS. This show is super helpful because it provides free technical advice. So if you are confused or concerned or afraid of the technical things about doing voiceover, this is a great place to start. They have lots of episodes and free information. And sadly, the show ended earlier this year. It ended in March of this year, but they still have all of their content, all of their episodes and stuff available on YouTube and in your favorite podcasting app. So I would definitely check that out. It's Dan Leonard and George Whittam, who both have years of experience and insights into the voiceover industry, and they can help you whether you're considering voiceover, beginner starting in voiceover, or if you've been a professional for a long time. I would highly recommend check out Voiceover Body Shop. And again, you can find that on YouTube or on your favorite podcasting app. The next podcast that I would recommend is Kicking It with Doree. Kicking It with Doree is a podcast that I found out about a few years back. And the reason that I recommend this podcast, because it's not solely only voiceover, because she's a voice actor, but does other stuff too, right? The reason I would really recommend this podcast is because it comes from, I don't know if it's whatever the PC term is or whatever, but it comes from the perspective of a Black woman. And a lot of the content and a lot of episodes that she has is interviewing other Black voice actors, Black women, Black men, people who are in the industry who have a unique experience. Because this is a reality. Black women have a very unique experience in the world, and particularly within the United States, and I'm sure particularly within whatever industry they are a part of. And so I would highly recommend this. She has a lot of great interviews, and she even shares her own journey as a voice actor and all the things that she's learned and the things that she would recommend. So Kicking It with Doree, again, highly recommend to check it out. She's got some other stuff on there. Talking about her travels and stuff like that. But you can find playlists and things like that if you go to her website and check out the episodes. It's Kicking It with Doree. It's on YouTube and also on your favorite podcasting app. The last podcast that I would recommend for right now is LeVar Burton Reads. LeVar Burton Reads is, which I feel kind of bad about that I found out about this so late, but LeVar Burton Reads is literally what it sounds like. It's a podcast where LeVar Burton, famous from Reading Rainbow, reads short stories to his audience. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And the reason that I would recommend LeVar Burton Reads is because you actually get to hear, um, I would say, like a master voice actor at work for free. You can just sit and listen to him tell stories and hear his acting ability come through. And I think this is really good, especially for those who are interested in doing audiobooks or long form narration. Just listening to how he delivers it, how the show is produced, things like that. It's just a fun show listening to him read. And I think part of the popularity of the show is it reminds so many people, I guess millennials, of the Reading Rainbow show. Again, LeVar is just literally just reading. But it's a great opportunity to see and witness and hear a master at his craft, a master at their craft, doing the work, and one being entertained, but also learning from it. So real quick, these resources are really all practical tools to help you in your voiceover journey. And so the next set of things I'm going to recommend are websites and actual physical tools like hardware and stuff that you can get that can help you on your journey, and like stuff that can help you record and produce voiceover and also build your voiceover business. And just a reminder, like, there are many resources out there. There are many things that you can pull to and look for in developing your voiceover career. And I'm just sharing, like, not even the tip of the iceberg. It's like ice cube off of the iceberg of all the resources that I've experienced, but that I would also recommend to you. So moving on to websites. And again, for those who are on Instagram, if you go to my YouTube channel, just search Jamal Calpin or Calpin Creations, and it'll come up, and this live will be there. You can see all of the links and all the websites as I'm sharing them on my channel. So the next thing I would recommend, the first website that I would recommend is voices.com. I'm sure if you have Googled voiceover, if you search it on the internet, voices.com has come up. So now voices.com, as the website says, is the number one marketplace for voiceover, which is cool, right? So the thing about voices.com is like you can get a lot of information there as a growing and starting voice actor. You can read articles. They have a podcast dedicated to helping voice actors get better at their craft. One thing that I would recommend is that you can go and listen to other voice actors in their demos. So if you're interested in audiobooks, you can listen to other audiobook narrators. If you're interested in commercials or radio ads and stuff like that, you can listen to other people who are in the industry. Not necessarily in a competitive way, but you can understand, like, this is what the quality of it of their work, how it sounds. You can kind of pay attention to what the trends are, things like that. It's a helpful resource that is free, and it can help you on your journey. I recommend the site because it's also a place that can help you get work as a voice actor. Now, ideally, going onto voices.com, you would have a professional demo created or whatever, so that you can be competitive in the marketplace. Because again, there's tons and tons of voice actors on the website as well who are searching and auditioning for gigs and stuff like that. But there are different, like, levels to how you can get on the website. But anybody can sign up for free. If you're a voice actor, you can sign up for free, create a profile and all that stuff. And from time to time, I get sent stuff. I get sent opportunities for different gigs and stuff like that. And so I audition for them. And even with a free account, I've booked some gigs, and it's been helpful. So whether you're, completely ready, or if you're just a beginner, again, voices.com is a great website and a great resource to help you in your voiceover journey. The next website that I would recommend is, let me pull it up. The next website I would recommend is edgestudio.com. So edgestudio.com is just a huge website of voiceover stuff. So they offer voiceover classes and voiceover training. And then they have just a plethora of information, plethora of information where you can just read articles. You can even get test scripts and things like that to practice your narration or practice your voiceover. There's a community there where you can just discuss things and have forums. They have contests. There's lots and lots of cool things at edgestudio.com. And this website has been very, very helpful for me in answering a lot of questions on my voiceover journey. Like one tool that I'm going to recommend a little bit later is about a script timer calculator. And I'll show that and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But another great website and another great resource. In regards to like the trainings and demos and stuff, you can look into that if that's in your budget. You know, that can be something to consider. But even if you don't sign up for any trainings or demos and stuff, there's a lot of great resources and a lot of great information available at edgestudio.com. So again, I would highly recommend you go check out that website. And the last website that I will recommend for this particular video is voiceoverextra.com. Now, voiceoverextra.com is, I think, a great starting point if you just want random information, industry information about voiceover. So they'll have things about marketing, things about business, things about like different award shows and all this stuff. But VoiceOver Extra also has training opportunities. They have different webinars that they've recorded for different niches. So the e-learning or audiobook narration or commercials or whatever. They have lots of stuff. They have things about auditioning. It's just so much. there's literally just so much stuff on here. They have tips on how to build your home studio, all kinds of other resources. It's a great website and a great place to start if you're just like casually online and just looking for more information about voiceover. I would recommend voiceoverextra.com. And for me personally, I access their narration bundle that's helped me in doing audiobooks and things like that. It's a lot of great information and helpful tips there that you can access for free. Now, the next set of things that I'm going to share aren't free. Well, some of them are, but majority of them aren't free. These are things that I've invested in some years into my voiceover journey. One, I was able to save up some money and get the stuff, but also because in doing my work, I wanted to get better at this. I wanted to get better at my craft, and I wanted to be able to produce more work. Produce, better results. So, I made the investment in this equipment. So the first thing, the reason I say that is I don't want you as a beginning voiceover, or if you're interested in voice acting, feeling like you have to run out and get this stuff. No, take it slow. Take it bit by bit, as you go on your voice acting journey. You learn more things as time goes on, and you develop your skills, and you invest in equipment as time goes on. So the first thing that I would recommend, let me make this bigger here. Yeah, that's good. The first thing that I would recommend, and it's something that has been super helpful for me, is a piece of equipment called a VOMO, or a voiceover mobile recording booth, voiceover recording mobile booth, or whatever. And it's created by Vocal Booth to Go. And there are a lot of different variations of this product. Like there's a Porta Booth, and I can't remember some other names, but you've probably seen it. Again, if you're looking into voiceover, you're looking or any kind of recording, it's a way that it's supposed to help you be able to record your audio if you're traveling or if you're not in the best or ideal environment. Why this has been so crucial and helpful for me is, one, at a period in time, my wife and I, we were traveling a lot. This was a helpful tool for me to be able to travel and still do voiceover. It really is like a little vocal studio booth where I can do my voiceover narrations, where I can do some voiceover gigs and things like that. It's kind of pricey, but it's been helpful. It's also been helpful even when we're not traveling. Living in an apartment, you might not be able to have either the closet space, or you can't treat the room the way that you want to. This little booth, this little box, this device has been very, very helpful in allowing me to be able to produce quality professional sound wherever I am. So again, That could be something on the list that you look at later down the line. Because again, like right now, it's currently going for like $425. It's kind of pricey, but it's been helpful for me, and it could be something that you invest in later in your voiceover career. The next thing that I would recommend, and this is software, and this piece of software was such a game changer for me when I actually chose to invest in it. So I'm talking about iZotope RX. And so right now they have the iZotope RX 10. And so this software is designed to help you edit your audio. More specifically, it's there to help you clean up your audio. So whether it's reverb or mouth noise or like echoes or different things like that, this software, if you have the resources, wherever you are in your voiceover career, I would say this is something that I would definitely highly, highly recommend any voice actor get if they don't have it already. iZotope RX is such a time saver. Prior to having this software, when it came to doing like audiobook narrations and cleaning up audio, like say I had some mouth noise or there was some extraneous like room noise or whatever, I would have to sit there and process it and go through each segment of the audio, trying to clean it up myself manually. Put this thing in RX or use the plugin, like get it done. And it's just such a great tool, and it's simple to use. Like it has a lot of great presets and things like that, and they have a lot of other resources to help you learn how to do it. But iZotope RX, highly, highly recommend at some point in your voiceover career, because it can help you save so much time in being able to produce quality audio. And the last thing that I would recommend and this goes back to Edge Studio, is a script time and words reading time calculator. Why is this important? This one's free. You can just get this at edgestudio.com. But why is this important? Well, if you're doing long form narration, it's good to find out how long it's actually going to be, like it's going to take you to read it. So, and if you're doing audiobooks, the way that pricing goes for audiobooks is usually per finished hour. So if you have a book that is, let's say 40,000 words. So right now I'm on the website and I'm going to gives you the option to plug in certain stuff. Like I want to paste in my script. I know the average words per line, or what I normally use is I know the number of words in my script, right? So I click that, go there and say, okay, I have this book I'm doing and it's 40,000 words. Calculate. 40,000 words is 3 hours and 42 minutes and 13 seconds. And again, that's average, and it depends on how fast you read and stuff like that. But knowing that it's about 3 to 4 hours, for me as a voice actor, if somebody's trying to hire me to do an audiobook or any other long form narration, knowing this time frame allows me to figure out how much I need to charge. Because it's not just, you have to keep in mind, okay, how long it's going to take you to read, but it's also important to keep in mind how long it's going to take you to edit a project. So a resource like this is just super helpful in a business and production sense, because it gives you information that you need so you can charge correctly, so you know how much time you're actually going to need to be able to record and get things done. Super, super helpful tool to help you in your audio narration and your voiceover work. So again, I would strongly recommend checking out any and all these tools, starting with the free stuff, starting at the resources of the books and the websites and all that stuff. But definitely any of these things could be helpful in your voiceover journey. And so that list took a little bit longer than expected, but I'm going to hang out here online for a little bit on Instagram and on YouTube to answer any questions that anyone may have. But before any of that, keep in mind there are many books, tools, and resources for you to use in your voiceover journey. And these are just a little bit that I thought and I find very helpful for me, that I think would be beneficial to you wherever you are in your voiceover journey. I want to say thank you for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. It's at Jamal Calpin. Again, search for Jamal Calpin on YouTube and you can find me there. leave any comments of any questions or whatever else you might want me to talk about regarding VO or audio content creation. Again, I'm Jamal Calpin, voice actor, audio engineer. And again, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. And so, yeah, I'm going to hang around for a few minutes before I have to head out to answer any questions that anyone may have. Thanks again. So if you have to head out, I understand. Appreciate it. Peace. Wish I had some hold music. Let's see. I can't play any music because it might get copyright strikes. But I will say, I really enjoy doing voiceover stuff when I get when I get gigs and when I get the opportunity. Or even for me, sometimes I create opportunities for myself. I like to read short stories. I like to do other creative work and stuff like that. So maybe I'll have my own short story that I'll read, or I'll find something that I just want to play around with. One, to practice, but also because I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. Let's see. Wait a couple more minutes. Let me shut all this stuff down. But thank you all for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm planning on being on here next week. Oh, here we go. What are some basic equipment items that one should buy? Cool. Thank you, Janelle McBride. Thank you. Some basic equipment items that one should buy if you're trying to do voiceover. Real quick, I would say, and it all depends on your budget, but the most basic thing you need is a good pair of headphones, microphone, and honestly, a laptop. At this point, depending on where you are and the type of voiceover work that you're doing, if you have headphones, a USB microphone, and a laptop, you have enough to get started, because you can do audiobooks. You can actually do other small gigs to be able to, for a client. Like I've just used my cell phone for a couple of voiceover gigs. Not even needing all of that stuff, but the basic things that you need are headphones. You need headphones, a microphone, and the reason you need the laptop is so that you can do some audio editing. So you need an audio editing software, or a DAW, which is like the professional term, a digital audio workstation. But DAWs you can get for free. Like Audacity is a free DAW that you can download, and that lots of people use professionally because it's just great for what it is. But yeah, those would be the three main things that I would say you need. Good headphones, because you want to make sure that you're hearing your voice well, a microphone to record yourself, and a computer so that you can access a digital audio workstation so you can edit the audio that you record. All of that, though, like the headphones, the microphone, how you connect the microphone to your computer, the type of computer, all of those things can then vary in price range. So you can get really, really fancy headphones, or you can get a really, really fancy microphone, or you can get a really, really fancy computer. But that doesn't have to be the first thing to start. Again, like the microphone that I'm using right now, which I've done some voiceover work with, is the Samson Q2U. And this is like $70. And I have a pair of headphones. I mean, you can use earbuds if you want. Ones that just come with your, like I have a Samsung phone that came with some headphones. You can just use those earbuds if you just have to start, like depending on whatever your budget is. But I would say those are the most basic things. But thank you, Janelle McBride, for that. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong, but thank you for that question. I'm going to have to wrap it up now because I have a lot of time that I have to work with. But I thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope that was helpful. And again, thank you all for joining me during this live stream. And I plan on being back here next week, same time, 5:30, with some more helpful information. But you all have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.